Hey guys, this is Zara Soliday. I'm a digital design student at the Delaware Area Career Center, and I'm going to show you how to make a Spectrum audio wavelength video. Now, to start off, let's go ahead and open up Adobe After Effects. Alright, so when Adobe After Effects open up, go ahead and click New Composition. You can name it whatever you want. I'm going to just go ahead and name it Test. And go ahead and keep the normal presets, all of them, except for the length of the video. We want to go ahead and make it about 3 minutes. You just want to give your audio enough time that it can run through and you can have all of the audio in there. So if your song's longer, go ahead and make it longer than that. But other than that, just go ahead and extend it to about 3 minutes and hit OK. Now, the first thing we want to do is we want to give this project a background, otherwise you won't be able to see the audio wavelength. So go ahead down into your project and right click and hit New, Solid, and you can go ahead and don't have to rename it or change any of the settings. Click OK and you'll get this, and it looks pretty sad and depressing right now, so we're going to make it look a bit cooler. Go ahead and go into the effects and type in ramp. You'll get this effect. Go ahead and click and drag it over onto your gray solid, and you'll get this. Now, you can keep it like this if you want. You can fiddle with it or upload a different image if you want, but for this, I'm going to go ahead and change the settings from linear ramp to radial ramp, and I'm going to go ahead and change the start color to a grayish color, and the end color to black. And there, it looks like I've got a nice light coming down. Now, you can fiddle with the blend with origin if you want. I don't particularly like it just because it puts in those rings, and I don't like those rings. But, so I'm gonna leave it like it is, but you can do whatever you want. Alright, so we have our background. So now you need to import your song that the Spectrum is going to be reacting to. So go ahead into your project file and right click and import your file. Got mine right there. Go ahead and click and drag it to the bottom of your project. And to make this tutorial a little bit easier, I always keep the wavelengths open. So go ahead and click here, click on audio, and then waveform, and there you are. It brings up the wave so you can kind of see what you're doing. It doesn't help out too much, but it's still good to have around. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and bring in our effect. Go back to your effects and go ahead and find the audio spectrum, and don't click and drag it onto the music. We want it to react to the music, but you don't want it on the actual music layer. Go ahead and just click and drag the effect right onto your background. And it will go black in the background. Don't worry, you didn't mess it up. First thing you want to do is go into your audio spectrum effects and go to the bottom and click right here, and it'll make the background transparent so you can see the background. Now, it doesn't really look like much right now, but we can't fiddle with it until we tell it which layer is the audio layer, so it knows which layer to react to. So you want to go to the top of it, you'll see the audio layer and a drop-down list. Right now it's reacting to the solid layer, we don't want that. Go ahead and click on your music, and if you scroll through, you can see it reacts to the music. Now, most of the work is already done for you, but you still need to go and clean it up. This doesn't look very good. It's only reacting over here. Maybe you don't like the colors, or you want it all the way over to the ends. In any case, we're going to go ahead and fiddle with it some more. Now, the first thing I'm going to want to do is to stretch it so that there's no blank space over here, blank space over here. I want it to go all the way throughout the video. So I'm going to go over here to the start point and the end point, and just click and drag these till they are at the ends of the project. There we are. All these little dots and stuff, I actually want more of them. I don't think there's enough. So I'm going to go over here to where it says frequency bands. There is 64 of them right now. I'm going to go ahead and change that to 100. I like that a lot better now. Now we're going to go ahead and change the thickness of these because I think they're a little slim. You can fiddle with the thickness of the bands right here. If you want them a little bit thicker, probably right about there. Although, the thicker I make them, the fuzzier they look, and I don't like that. So we're going to go ahead and change that. We'll go ahead and make them fairly wide right there. And I'll go ahead and change their outside color first. I'm going to go pretty down low here till it's black. We want that right there. Perfect. You can change the inside color if you want, but instead I'm going to go down here, and if you take this and drag it around, you'll see that it starts to make a rainbow effect inside there, which I really like with the black outside. So I'm going to go ahead and mess with that till it's right where I want it. And another thing that I would want to change is they're not really coming up too high. So you see, that's about as tall as each one gets. So I'm going to go ahead and go over here to the maximum height and drag that out just a little bit more, right there. That seems a bit better. That's a bit more like it. There we go. Now, the biggest thing that is bothering me right now about this, and really the only thing that's left, is the only interaction we're getting is over here. There's a little bit of reaction coming on over here, but not enough to really give it the full effect. So here's where you're going to have to use the RAM preview and really going to have to pay attention to what is being said and when. You have to really know your music for this part. The start and end frequencies are what we're going to start messing with right now. Start frequency you're actually not going to mess with, but the end frequencies, that pretty much tells the effect how high the frequencies are that it's going to react to, or how low the frequencies are that it's going to react to. So if you mess with it, you can see it starts changing the outcome, and if I go all the way down, you can see it just reacts to a little bit right there. That looks pretty weird. This kind of gives you an idea, and this will take a lot of fiddling in order to get it perfect. One tip, like for me, I know with this song particularly what the highest note sounds like, so I was able to backtrack through and find where it is in the song down here. And then I was able to scroll right over where the highest note happened and have it start there so that I could pinpoint where it was and make it so when it reacted, right here went up and down. But if you want to be able to listen to what you're doing in your project, listen to what's going on and where, you're going to need to use the RAM preview over here. Now, it'll only play a few seconds of it, and then it'll keep looping that few seconds, so you're not going to be able to listen to the whole thing. And it might not also be in real time, but the more and more you use it, the more frames it will render, and the better the playback quality will be. If you notice that your audio is a little slow or a little fast or sounds a little weird, it's probably because it is. When it renders these, it doesn't always play them back in real time. And when you're reviewing it without the audio, it doesn't make too much of a difference. But when you're reviewing it with it, you can hear the difference. In order for you to tell whether it's real time or not, you can always look up here in the rendering frames. When it plays back, it'll tell you if it's in real time or not. Like right here. So you're pretty much just gonna have to play with it until you find where it works. But the more and more you fiddle with it, the more and more you can get it to where you like it. There's one more thing you can do to change the look of your project. If you go into the display options, you have digital, which is what we've been using, but you can also do analog lines, which changes it to more of a zigzag, jagged kind of look. Or you can go back and change it to analog dots, which is actually my favorite. But that's really it. You can render and export it with the sound. Good luck with your projects. Thanks for watching.